This podcast mentions alcohol and has adult content. Not suitable for children or the faint at heart. For entertainment purposes only. This is the Tales of a Small Town Bartender podcast. You have been warned.
Hey everyone, this is Tony.
This is Sean. We're back, episode 9, if I'm counting right. Hopefully I am.
I think so. I should start writing this stuff down, huh?
Yeah, it's actually good to start it now. Write your episode number and some topics down so that you have it to reference later on, because when you get to like 50 and 60, it gets to be a little ridiculous, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Like, didn't I even talk about that? Did I have the same state? Did I have the did I duplicate quotes again? Yeah. So
what happens if the random state generator gives us the state it already gave us? We have to pick another one?
Well, it'll be proof that this is actually random, but yeah, and eventually we'll get down to like 10 states left, and we'll just have to figure out which ones are which. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Cross that bridge when we get to it, I suppose. We'll just ride this pony and till the legs fall out from underneath it.
Huh.
How's your week?
Okay. I was so busy this week. So busy.
Paint classes and stuff, right?
3 paint classes since Sunday, and I worked at the bar last night.
Dang.
Yeah.
Very good.
So,
you like money, right?
Yeah.
What are they doing to you?
I know, right? It's crazy. My class on Monday night, I had 36 painters.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's amazing.
Yep, that's
on a Monday night.
On a Monday night.
That's crazy. I love it. Love the popularity of it. I hope it continues to grow.
Yeah, it's growing. It is growing. I had one tonight. We only had 15 tonight. But...
Oh, is that it?
Oh, that's it. 15. Just 15. That's a normal class. 15.
That's good.
Nice. You know, 36 is a little much. I have 40 on Sunday. Coming up Sunday. So
cool. So you said you wanted to talk about something, but I want to hit a story first that I saw. And this was a study was conducted by the Journal of Studies on Alcohol and Drugs. Little did I know. Today I learned, whatever, however you want to say it. But what they found out was there's no such thing as beer goggles.
Really?
Right. That's what I said. I was like, I'm not so sure about that. But so they did a study. They showed pictures to a group of men and a group of women while they were under the influence and while they were not under the influence, and found there was no difference in how the people, how attractive they thought the people were. So if you're rating them on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, they're pretty much on the spot what their hotness factor was when they were completely intoxicated or whether they were sober. So, okay. So controlled study, great. But what did they notice? They found that while there's no difference, it changed how people would react and interact with those same people. So basically the don't give a fuck theory, right?
Right.
When you get drunk enough, you just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right. That's what changes. So technically not beer goggles, but your don't give a fuck is broken.
So you'll wake up with someone in the morning that if you weren't drinking, you wouldn't have slept with.
Right. It changed the way you interacted with that person.
Yes.
Which I thought was extremely interesting and right up this podcast alley. So something to keep in mind for you folks out there when you get somebody you want to gnaw your arm off instead of waking them up to get out of bed in the morning. I think that's what they call coyote ugly, right?
Coyote ugly, yeah. We talked about it before.
We have.
Yep.
So yeah, that's it. Just something to keep in mind out there. What are you drinking tonight anyway? You got anything?
I was going to say, I'm not even having a beverage tonight because I'm so exhausted. I had a cup of tea.
All right, I'm about to crack a Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA hazy, 9.5%. Oh, there we
Ooh,
go.
that was perfect.
So nice. It's like a commercial.
Right?
Okay, so
Really?
valued listener, I popped on to Facebook for a minute and I see I have a message from Tony. I opened up the message and Tony says to me, I want to talk about the moon. So we're going to talk about the full moon. Full moon. I want to talk
It's a
about the
full
full
moon tonight.
It is a full moon tonight.
It's a full blue moon.
Is that like the second full moon in a month?
Yep, the second full moon of the month.
I think they call that also a harvest moon.
Is it?
I
It was
don't know.
I know they called it a super moon. I don't know. Did they call it a harvest moon?
You remember when Jim Carrey in the movie where he plays God and he's trying to woo Jennifer Aniston and he throws. Go ahead.
Was that Bruce Almighty?
It was Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. Okay.
And he throws an invisible rope around the moon and pulls it close and causes all these natural disasters.
Yep.
Yeah. So the full moon and anyway, what did you want to discuss about the full moon?
Okay. Well, in the service industry, when there's a full moon, we prepare for it because we think that everybody acts crazy when it's a full moon. But when I Googled it, they say that it doesn't affect mental health, that it doesn't affect making people crazy. It doesn't do any of that. Why do we think that it does?
All right. So I did some research as well because I thought that's a really interesting and timely topic considering we're going to have a full moon tonight. So, and you're absolutely correct. There is no proof. There has been many studies, but there's a lot of mystery surrounding it because of werewolves and movies and stories and all these things. With a full moon, it's like things go crazy. Teen Wolf. I mean, who wants to ride on top of a bus when they're really hairy? But Teen Wolf, right? Full moon makes you crazy. But there's no proven research to indicate that such a thing exists. But I'll tell you what, my wife used to be a 911 dispatcher, and her and the other 911 dispatchers would also, like you said, prepare for a full moon.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing. And
it is.
Yeah. And if you know any police officers, or if we have any, write into the show, tales of a small town bartender at gmail.com, and let us know. Do you think full moons are a thing? Because I do, based off of my interactions with not only the 911 dispatchers, but also many police officers. I have a police officer in my family who will vouch up and down, and they will likely confirm the full moon effect for you. They really will.
Right.
So what studies I found have said about it was there are a few things that they can prove by research that it does affect. It can lead to less sleep, less deep sleep, and can also affect people with bipolar disorder. So in a 2021 study found that people fell asleep later and slept less overall on the nights before the full moon.
Yes, I read the same thing.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I read the same thing.
Nice.
But I guess there's just a lot of bipolar people around.
Other research does suggest the full moon may be associated with less deep sleep and increased REM latency, which means you're not getting into deep sleep fast enough, which means less deep sleep, right?
Right.
So they did study multiple hospitals with a lot of beds over a long period, many lunar cycles, mental health admissions, ER visits, regular medical admissions, etc., and found no difference at all. None. Okay, but one marked exception to this general conclusion does exist. They found, like we mentioned, people with bipolar disorder may be affected by changes in the lunar cycles, like a 2018 trusted study examined 17 people whose bipolar switch rapidly from depression to mania, or what they call rapid cycling. And it showed that the circadian pacemaker, which is a small group of nerves in these individuals, became synchronized with the lunar patterns, and it caused changes in their sleep, which triggered a shift from depression to mania. And now that's frequently misunderstood. Bipolar gets a bad rap in the media, and bipolar gets a bad rap from movies and
Oh, yes.
format. So bipolar, when you're talking about depression, there's two real types of bipolar. There's bipolar 1, which is the very severe bipolar, and bipolar 2, which can also be very severe, but is just a little different than bipolar 1. So when you go to depression symptoms, a depression for a bipolar person can, at its most severe, look like a bipolar person stays in bed for 3 days, doesn't leave, and or it can be as simple as somebody just having difficulty getting out of bed. So you're like, oh yeah, I have that all the time. But it's a little different, because when they switch to mania, your manic symptoms can vary. Typically, a mania is classified by very little to no sleep for days, and very rash and triggered decisions, like spending lots of money, gambling a lot, essentially throwing your life away with very little care about the outcome or the potential result. So shifting between these symptoms of deep depression to symptoms of mania, you can see how people suffer with something like this. So there are people who, when a full moon happens, if they're suffering, if their circadian pacemaker is in sync with those individuals, in sync with the lunar patterns, that change of sleep can trigger that shift from that depression to mania, the manic state. So
circadian, that sounds like something from Men in Black. Circadian pacemaker.
There's a circadian rhythm, right? Circadian rhythm. I had to know this for my old job, funnily enough, because I worked in a room with no windows. And in the wintertime in the Midwest, the sun rises at like 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And then the sun sets at like 4 to 5, right? Same thing in New York. But if you work in a room with no windows and you go to a room at 6 a.m. or go to work at 6 a.m. and go to bed and leave for work at 6 p.m., you will never see the sun, ever.
Mm-hmm.
That screws you up hard.
Oh, I bet. That's how people in Alaska feel, right?
Yeah, very much so. Alaska, Iceland, anybody up by the Arctic Circle. I know somebody that lives at the North Pole. And yeah, they go through 24 hours, for the most part, 24 hours of darkness for a good portion of the winter, as does Iceland. And in the summertime, it's the complete opposite. The sun never goes down, or it goes down for a very short time and pops back up. So it's like forever twilight, you never really get darkness. So your circadian rhythm gets screwed up. But yeah. So anyway, back to this. In a 2019 case study, there's a woman with bipolar 2 disorder, so not as severe bipolar disorder. Researchers suggested that the moon-mood connection could have been treated by changing some medications, especially, and this is interesting, thyroid medications and antidepressants, as well as using light therapy. So
that's
thyroid medications, absolutely.
You really should take thyroid medication if there's nothing wrong with your thyroid.
No, but typically, but if you have something, oh gosh, what do you call? I forget the name of it, but there's a disease where you have a hyper or hypoactive thyroid, and I believe the medication is levothyroxine, and that will level out your thyroid. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes,
yeah.
I worked in pharmacy. Remember?
Oh no, that's right. Oh my God. So yeah, Levo takes care of the. Freak if I can remember what it is. I'm not going to Google it right now though. But yeah, I can't remember it's hyper or hypothyroid, but yeah, that Levo takes care of it.
They take that for both, actually.
Oh, do they?
So anyway, like I said, I haven't been in pharmacy in 18 years now.
Yeah, I should just ask a pharmacist. I wonder if I know one. Oh wait.
I wonder if I know one.
So, any further comments on the moon?
I just think that, I was in awe when I was looking up the stuff and it was saying that there was no connection and, that it doesn't affect people like that except for the bipolar, because I tell you, it does at the bar. Like,
Does it?
you know when there's a full moon. It's always crazy when there's a full moon.
Tell me why. Energy? Is there a story? What?
There's usually a story. I'm not working tonight, so we'll see what happens. But
is it only on the night of the full moon, or do you get a little bit of overlap on either side?
Yeah, sometimes we get overlap. Yeah.
Interesting.
So last night it was okay. So I'm expecting that they're probably going to get it tonight or tomorrow.
Wow. All right. So we'll have to remember this and then tune back in next week and see if there was any blowback, or if this full moon this month was a wash, or pardon me, blue moon.
Yeah, blue moon. Interesting. So yeah, it's 9:51 here now, so we're already in it.
Let's hold a beer up to the sky for the bartenders all over the world right now, having to put up with the full moon. They say there's no connection, but we know the truth. We know.
There definitely is.
All right.
So I have a drunk or a kid today. Do you?
Yes, I do. I have a couple more stories though.
Okay.
So let me talk about. We go from the moon. Insert joke here to pickles.
Okay.
Pickles and a moon, because why not, okay. Right?
Why not? I like pickles.
Yeah, so I happen to be in the Cleveland area. I love pickles. I have to tell you, and this is why I brought this up, because I wanted to talk about one of my favorite memories of childhood growing up in Newburgh, New Windsor area. There was a flea market in Maybrook, and the Maybrook Drive-In. And
I remember that.
Yeah, we used to go there. I think it was on Saturday mornings. I think, but
Saturday or Sunday, one of them.
Yeah, one of the two, Saturday or Sunday. We used to go there, and in one of the areas, I mean, mostly it was just a bunch of people selling, garage sale stuff. But inside one of the main buildings, there was always this guy. That's basically the pickle guy. And yeah, you know this guy?
I remember him, yes.
Oh my gosh, I love this guy.
Yep.
I love going to the Maybrook flea market because of the pickle guy.
He had like a barrel with pickles, right?
Huge barrels, like 4 or 5 of them. And they all had chalkboard signs in front of them that told you what kind they were.
Different kinds.
Oh, it was the greatest thing ever. Like pickles were like 50 cents or something stupid.
And they were huge.
Huge cucumbers. Yep. Tremendous. But that memory holds a special place close to my heart. I love pickle guy, whatever his name was. And
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I don't remember his business, but man, that was such good times. But anyway, Cleveland, if you're there, you can go to the Cleveland Pickle Fest on September 25th. So it's less than a month away. If you're in the Ohio area, right around Cleveland, there's going to be plenty of pickles to try from local and regional companies, but also a variety of pickle flavor foods and drinks like beers, desserts, candy, pickled pizza. Kind of skirting the edge of good taste on that one.
No, but I will tell you. So there's a cheeseburger pizza at a place here, and it tastes like a Big Mac. Swear to God.
I've had a cheeseburger pizza. I'll admit it. Although yeah,
They put
yeah.
pickles on it here.
Yes.
They use, instead of using a red sauce on it, they use mac sauce. They use mac sauce. They put ground beef. They put tomatoes. They put pickles. They put onions. It's amazing though.
It's really good,
really
but stop calling it pizza because it's not pizza.
It is pizza.
It's not pizza. Oh, you and I are gonna have a Rochambeau right here. We're gonna go.
Why? Because they have red sauce.
No, it's pizza. Hold on. So okay, here we go back to the pizza argument again. So pizza, like other sandwiches, has a certain set of rules that you should follow to call it pizza. So like
Okay.
if you're making, all right, I have to think of I got to think of a sandwich that has a general name. If you're thinking of like a Reuben, okay,
Mm-hmm.
there are a couple of small varieties to a Reuben where you have like corned beef and Swiss. I've seen some places pastrami, right, stuff like that. But if somebody was like, okay, I'm gonna put ham, eggs, and bacon, and that's how we do a Reuben on rye bread. That's how we do a Reuben. That's a Reuben.
That's
No,
not a Reuben.
It's not a Reuben. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But it's still pizza. It still has a sauce.
No.
It still has cheese. It still has toppings. Yes.
Duh.
What's the matter?
The Reuben still has meat. It still has cheese. It still has rye bread. But ham does not make a Reuben.
True.
Corned beef does.
Yes.
So
what are you saying? So what are you saying? Only pepperoni should go on a pizza?
No, meat, and vegetables, and the only acceptable fruit is tomato. Period. Boom. Done. End of story.
Okay. So the only thing that's different on this is the pickles, because you have meat, you have onions.
You're putting Big
technically
Mac sauce on it. It's Thousand Island.
Well, that's the sauce.
But it's not though.
Okay.
I'm giving the people.
If you tasted it, you'd be like, "Holy crap!"
I've eaten cheeseburgers.
my son's over here shaking his head. The one that just came up from North Carolina. We had to go order that pizza because he had to have it.
I've ordered a cheeseburger flatbread open face sandwich before, and it was good. That's what it is. It's a flatbread open face sandwich. It's not pizza.
I mean, we ordered it from the best pizza place around here, so, and all their other pizza is really good,
They can call it whatever they want, but the truth of the matter is it's a flatbread open face sandwich when you get away from the root of what makes pizza great.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, wait. How did we get on this conversation anyway?
I'll bring us back around.
Okay.
My thing is I've fought with people for decades on this subject. And
now I know.
I've got to stand my ground between certain boundaries with certain laws. And that's where I'm making my stand right there. Line is in the stand. Do not cross go. Do not collect $200. Do not bring open face sandwiches and try to call them pizza. That's where I draw my line. Anyway, everybody is entitled to their own opinions, even if they're completely wrong. That's fine. So, pickle flavored foods, drinks.
Yes, pickles. Okay,
beers,
that's where we got it.
Candy, pickled open face flatbread sandwiches.
I have a question.
Pickled slaw.
Do you like fried pickles?
Yeah, fried pickles are good.
You do like them?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like them.
So
I don't know. I like pickles, but I don't like them fried. I don't know.
You go to the Iowa State Fair and they have fried everything.
I'm
sure. Fried ice cream, right?
Yeah, I've had that.
How does that work? I don't even know how that works.
Where did I have that? I had that at a Mexican restaurant, actually.
Yeah, that's a common place to see that.
Yeah, and it was really good. They just fry it for a second, you know. They
It
don't
still
like.
trips me out.
It was delicious, I have to say.
Yeah, very good.
They put like a strawberry sauce over it. It was really good.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Oh, I'm totally gonna get fat after this. So there's going to be more than 50 vendors in Cleveland at this pickle fest, and then there's a pickle eating contest.
Oh,
Yeah,
someone's puking.
Yeah, apparently more than one. Then the winners will receive a trophy of $50, $50, and a month's supply of pickles.
Okay.
I mean, you can consider that prize a big deal. I said it.
Oh, you cracked me up.
All right, one more story. We'll wrap this up. So Subway is doing something really cool. Did you know that Subway got bought out?
No.
No joke. Yeah, Subway got bought out by the food group that owns Baskin and Robbins and Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Subway got bought out by them. But this story has nothing to do with that. But what it does have to do with is Subway now is doing a new restaurant in the sky. So
what?
Yes, they have a blimp. It's a big ass blimp. It's what is it? 180-foot blimp with a gondola underneath it. Yeah, 180-foot long aircraft that looks like one of their new deli hero sandwiches called the Beast. But underneath the blimp is a gondola that's been transformed into basically like a makeshift restaurant. They can carry 6 diners in there. So you get in and you go 1,000 foot in the air, and then you order your Subway sandwiches and off you go. So they're going to different towns with the Subway blimp. And if you see the thing, it's got Subway just plastered all over it. It's like, Goodyear, and it's a big flying advertisement. But the blimp's full schedule right now, it'll be in Kansas City, September 5th to the 7th, which coincides with week 1 of football, right? Then it scoots over to Atlanta the next week, 13th and 14th, and then Orlando on September 19th and 20th. And then right now, the end of the schedule is Miami, September 24th and 26th. So you can go and get a Subway sandwich 1,000 foot in the air while flying in a blimp. There
I'll
you go.
pass.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Subway's worth all that.
Yeah, right? I hear from the commercials that they are slicing their meat fresh now instead of having them pre-sliced and thrown in the, how they had them just thrown in those little tubs.
Yeah, because they're getting their ass kicked by sandwich shops that are doing that.
Yeah.
So they got to play along, or, that's the end of Subway.
I don't know how well they're going to do with the blimp, but
yeah, it doesn't seem like you have enough passengers on there for it to be profitable.
Right. And I feel like, isn't there a Blimpie sub?
Oh, what a ripoff.
Right?
I didn't even think about that. What a ripoff.
Are they still around? I don't even know.
I don't know, but what a great point. I have no idea. No idea.
Because that doesn't seem fair.
No,
I don't know. I would think that Blimpie would do a blimp. I mean,
lawsuits will ensue. Let's see. We'll try to keep an eye on that and see what happens here. So, do you have a junk or a kid, or you want me to go first?
I
or
do.
What?
I'll go. Okay, I do have a junk or a kid.
All right.
Okay.
Let me get in the frame of mind. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that was quick. Okay. I once went up to a dog owner walking his dog and asked what kind of Pokemon it was. Was I drunk or a kid?
Ooh. It seems obvious it's a kid, but it makes you go the other way because of that. I'm gonna say drunk.
No, you were right the first time.
Oh, it was too obvious.
It was a kid.
That's a good one.
It says kid sucked in the fantasy from watching it so much.
Love it.
So he just thought he was still in the, he was in the show.
All right. So mine is I had a verbal argument with someone, took off on my bike and raged. I saw a motorcycle speeding towards me. I veered left directly into a body of water. I thought I was drowning, panicked, and was screaming. But then I finally stood up to realize the water was only up to my waist. Drunk
Mm.
or a kid?
Kid.
Ah, you got it right.
I got it right.
Yes. I was 8 years old. I had
Yay.
what?
I said, "Yay!"
Yeah. I was 8 years old. And I had an argument with my mom, and she asked me to do my homework. The body of water was a field, a paddy field. It was very low in water. I screamed and cried, and some passing drivers stopped and picked me up out of the pond, essentially what it was. So there you go.
Aw, poor kid. But you know, he could have drowned in that.
Yeah.
Drowned, not drowned.
Drowned.
He could have drowned in that.
We have gooder English.
Yeah, we have gooder English.
We went to NFA. We can claim that.
Yeah. There you go. Anytime I mispronounce something, that's why.
I blame English class. All right, listeners, I'm talking to you, listeners. You have any drunk stories? You have a drunk or a kid? You just heard the format of that. If you can give us a drunk story or a drunk or a kid, email us. Reach out on Facebook. Tales of a Small Town Bartender at gmail.com. Also coming up, Halloween, September 1st in just a few days here. It's a couple months away, but you got to have that lead up to Halloween. Get
it's
excited.
Spooky season.
That's my favorite time of year. I love Halloween. But if you have any Halloween, haunted ghost stories, haunted bar, haunted house, haunted closet, I don't know, just send it to us. We'll love to have it. Tales of a Small Town Bartender at gmail.com.
Or you can come on the show and tell the story yourself.
We can do that as well. Would love that. All right. So let's go to random state generator for New York versus, let's see, Arizona. Oh, this is a good one.
We didn't do Arizona yet, right?
We have not done Arizona yet. I can confirm that.
Okay. Just making sure.
So I lived in Arizona. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I lived in Arizona for 4 years, so I know quite a bit about it. I also have in-laws that live down there, and still go visit them on the regular. I'm seriously I think an hour away from the Arizona state border, so I've been there quite a bit, so I know quite a bit about it. So about New York, so let's talk about Arizona. Arizona, you can basically experience every type of weather in Arizona all year round. Of course, it has the Grand Canyon, but there's snow up north. There's pretty decent skiing up there. And down south is, of course, the desert. It was 120 some degrees yesterday, I think my brother-in-law said. But up north in the Flagstaff region, it's super, super nice. It's more in the mountains, and Tucson is kind of a great little city. It does have its problems like any big city, but it's home to one of my personal passions, and that's aviation. It has one of the best aviation boneyards out there.
Oh, yeah.
Acres and acres and acres of grounded planes, stored planes, and one of the best aviation museums I've ever been in. So,
these are regular airlines or like military planes?
Everything, including some old Air Force Ones.
Oh yeah.
Yep, they have Kennedy's old Air Force One, and I think there's one or two more. Yeah,
wow,
pretty cool.
Huge.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to explain how big it is. They have the museum part, which is just your basic museum that has a static display outside, which has one of the first 787s, basically the 787 that they flew around to sell 787s to other airlines. And you can walk up to it and put your hands on it and touch it. It's amazing. So big. And then they have all kinds of military jets outside and other civilian jets outside. But then there's a second part of it where it's so big you have to get in a coach bus and drive around because there's
Oh, wow.
hundreds of acres of parked planes.
I could imagine. I've been in the C5 before, and they are humongous.
Oh yeah, absolutely are. Yeah. But yeah, there's all kinds of airplanes from, all the way back to the 707, 717, talking 50, 60, 70 years ago. And like I said, some Air Force Ones. And I mean, it's just crazy. The stealth bombers, stuff like that. Pretty nuts. SR-71. Pretty cool. So for me, the weather's temperate, it's climate. If you get too hot, you can go up into the mountains. And you can go skiing still. You still don't forget what snow looks like.
Yuck.
Yeah. So I'm 100%. I've never been behind a state more than Arizona. So I'm all in. Arizona.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I hear that there's less humidity there.
By
right?
far. So
Right.
much less. Yeah.
So, and how's like the allergies and stuff there?
Not too bad up north because it's a little bit more temperate. You get more climate, so you can have some issues up there. But because you have pollinating trees and stuff like that. But down south, I don't know anybody with issues. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
How's their pizza?
So here's the one fortunate thing about it is that there's a lot of New York transplants. So
Oh yeah.
Other than food, water, and supply issues that they try to navigate the best they can, you can find a good pizzeria in just about every town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to go with Arizona then.
Yeah, I think you'd be really happy out there, to be honest. I'm a big Arizona salesperson, in case you haven't noticed. So, and let's do weird drinking laws, because this will go right into Arizona, because I know 100% for a fact that this is true.
Okay.
Arizona law permits drive-through liquor stores.
Yeah?
Yes. And they have since the first time that I went there in 1989, because I could not believe my eyes.
Now, my daughter told me nothing to do with Arizona, but when she was in New Orleans, that they have that there also.
Oh, yeah, drive-through liquor stores.
We'll drive through. You can get a bucket of margaritas and stuff like that in a drive-through.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very cool. That is crazy. Pretty cool.
Bucket of margaritas.
Also in Arizona, it's not illegal simply to be drunk in public, but you can be arrested for disorderly conduct. So just don't be disruptive or offensive, and even if you're drunk, you're fine. Also in Arizona, people who become intoxicated in a bar or restaurant may be allowed to stay there for 30 minutes as long as someone's on their way to come pick them up.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
All right. What do you got?
I have a shit set at the bar.
Oh, awesome. Go on.
This one's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really stupid, but okay. Two ladies talking at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens tomorrow will happen to me, no matter what happens.
Whoa. I think my brain vapor locked.
Right? And the other girl just shakes her head. Yes.
Yep,
yes.
That's absolutely right.
Yep. That's right.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen to you tomorrow. It'll happen. Darn tootin'.
No matter what happens.
No matter what. So to close us out, I'm going to read. I got a quote from Phoebe from Friends. Remember Phoebe?
Oh, I love Phoebe.
So her quote about alcohol and drinking was, quote, "The more I drink, the less there is for the kids to drink."
Okay.
Oh, God. Phoebe. Anyway,
I love Friends.
Thanks everybody for tuning in again. Really appreciate your traffic and your clicks. Once again, you have any stories for us, get and reach out. We can read them for you. You can come on the show and do it yourself. Tales of a Small Town Bartender at gmail.com. On Facebook. I mean, we have all our stuff at the end, right? We have a nice little thing out. Okay, cool. Yep. Listen up, because here it comes. So thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
You can email us at talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com. Check our socials. Facebook, facebook.com/talesofasmalltownbartender. Instagram, instagram.com/talesofasmalltownbar/. TikTok, @talesofabartender. Buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/toastbee.
Every machine is a smoke machine if you operate it wrong enough. I can't hear. All right, it appears to be operating correct. There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Good.
Okay. Oh my God. So what did you do? What's a smoke machine?
Every machine's a smoke machine if you operate it wrong enough. It's just a joke.
Oh, okay. I thought you blew something up.
Nope. Not this week.
Okay.
Normally you'd be right.
I gotta see if I can turn this up a little bit.
I don't
That's
care
better.
how nice the hand soap smells. You should never walk out of the restroom sniffing your fingers.
I have done that actually. Because sometimes it smells really good.
It's just a appearance thing.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And I probably will think about that if I ever do that again.
You like have a certain number of sneezes you do like every time? Like
Yep, 2.
2 and you're done.
Yep, usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a couple more, but it's always at least 2.
I normally
never one.
I am normally 2 and out, and right before you sent me the link, I had 6.
Oh wow.
And they were loud. My wife's all the way in the living room and it's like, bless you, through 2 closed doors.
Wow.
Good times. Anyway, I'm ready.
You ready?
We're going to talk about buttholes. Oh, wait, no, full moons. That's much different.
Buttholes? Okay.
We're good.
I did send Jen the link, but I know she never comes in. So
Okay.
She was the first host. She
Didn't
came
know
on
that.
1 episode. Wasn't even the first episode. She couldn't do it. Every week she couldn't do it.
No.
So yeah,
That's
the 1
unfortunate.
week 1 week she came on and I was like, well, I guess she's just not on anymore. And then I took all her info off the website because she was never on, you know?
Well, sure.
Yeah. So
All right. I think I'm ready. You ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right.